How is it going, movie and TV fans? Welcome back to another review on the Film Nerd Reviews channel. Today we are looking at one of my top 25 movies of last year, included in that very video, which is a video I very much recommend you watch because it's probably one of my better videos on this channel. But today we are talking about Copshop, a movie that I really enjoy. I think this is just a lovely dose of difference from most other movies nowadays that are coming out around the time. I thought, it's very much one of those sleazy 70s action flicks that are really, just so much fun. It's a really entertaining action movie. There's four characters here that really steal the show, and that's Bob Vidic, played by Jared Butler, Teddy Murto, played by Frank Grillo, Varian, played by Alex Lauder, and Anthony Lamb, played by Toby Huss, who are basically our main protagonists for most of this movie. They all steal the show here with the performances and equally add up to continuous fun and antics in this film. But yeah, the music here is by Clinton Shorter, and it has a real 70s action flick vibe to it. I can't really explain it a bit more, but it has very much that 70s action flick vibe to it, which is something I really like. I think Shorter's music here is very interesting, and I think he was an interesting choice to pick for this movie, but I'm glad he was chosen because really nice sounding, like I said, 70s action flick style music, which is nice to see, which is something the whole movie has as well. The ending is a bit like, oh no, someone's gonna get shot. Wait, what's this? Someone else has a gun and has shot another important person, and this then happens 3 times during the finale of this movie. So I guess that's a little gripe, but yeah. Other than that, it's a solid 70s action star flick with a fun plot and great characters with a dose of suitable music to accompany it. Now, that was parts of my written review that I gave 5 stars all the way back in September when this movie was released, of last year, of course. Listen, I think this movie is just so fun. I think it's really different from most of the stuff that's out around now, and I think it was very much, I would class this movie as a little underrated gem in my opinion, because I think it's a really fun action flick with some great action, some fantastic performances. I think out of all of the actors here, Toby Huss is the one who steals the show. Now, I've seen Toby Huss in other things. I've seen him in Halloween 2018 and stuff like that, but this is where he really does steal the show as this character who is just so batshit insane. It's brilliant. I think Jared Butler is someone I think is a good actor. He's done some shit films in the last couple of years. Greenland, fucking terrible, but this is one of his better films. I did like the Has Fallen series of films as well, which I will be talking about soon on the channel, but yeah, I just think overall this movie is a lot of fun. It is really enjoyable with some, like I said, really great action set pieces. The dialogue is extremely well written, some nice looking shots as well, and an ending that is still quite fun despite the fact its flaws that I mentioned previously. I just think this movie is one of the most fun movies of last year and a little underrated gem from the whole plethora of movies that came out last year. I highly recommend you give it a watch. In the UK, it's currently exclusive to Amazon Prime Video, and also in the UK, due to this exact reason, it's only exclusively available on the DVD format in this country. So I recommend you either buy it digitally, or watch it on Amazon Prime to get the best quality possible, as DVDs these days aren't the greatest. You can import an American Blu-ray, which I haven't done. I am holding a sealed copy of the DVD here because I have no reason to open this because it's on Amazon Prime. So yeah, but yeah, it's a really fun little movie that I really recommend everyone go and give a watch, because it's really quite fun. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's one of those movies that is just so balls to the wall fun with the action that it's really entertaining, and it's again one of those entertainment kind of movies, but it's a really fun little one that I think is fantastic. And like I said, all the characters are fantastic. I do like Alex Lauder's character. She's quite fun. But yeah, it's a movie that I think is quite fun. I think it's, like I said, it's very much an underrated gem from last year. A movie that I really just, I love the set design and the set pieces as well. Like the jail cell that both Butler and Grillo share most of their scenes in is quite a fun little piece. And it's a nicely designed. Station is quite nicely designed as well. And I do like how we don't stick with our two mains for, the whole movie. We see a lot of the characters from in and around the police station do a lot of stuff as well. That's a lot of fun. I do have to admit that Mr. Toby Huss doesn't enter the movie until about an hour in or so. So I suppose that is something that, well, I guess is not the most outrageous thing in the world. It's still a bit like you have to wait an hour to see one of the single best characters in the whole movie appear on screen. So there is that. But Copshop is just so much fun. Put out by STX Films, who have had an interesting history of movies recently. Well, at least put out by STX in this country. I believe it was put out by other companies across the sea. It is really just an underrated little gem from last year that has some interesting twists and turns to it. A fun ending. Like I said, Joe Butler is really fun. Frank Grillo is really fun as well. And a lot of the time, these guys really do show how well they can do with the script. I mean, the script is fairly well done. It's directed by Joe Carnahan, who directed Smoking Aces, so there's that. I just really, like I said, this movie's a brilliant fucking movie. It's so class. It's so much fun. It's bonkers madness, but at the same time, very much one of the more down-to-earth movies of last year. And here's a story that I want to tell. How I discovered this movie, and it's one of those movies that I discovered through the power of trailers. And the trailer for the movie being shown in front of a lot of movies I saw at the cinema around August, September time. I didn't know this movie existed before then. I didn't know, through any of the online stuff about it. I found out about this movie through the trailers being shown in the cinema, and I was like, you know what, I actually really want to see that because it looks quite cool. It looks quite fun. So I went and saw it. I saw it twice, as I did a lot of movies back then, and I enjoyed it both times. It's, what I mean, and I just want to point out that that's one of the best parts about going to cinema, is going to the cinema and seeing trailers that you may not have seen before for movies that you don't know anything about because they're hidden under the plethora of movies coming out these days, and finding one that you really want to go see and finding out how much of a little hidden gem that movie is one of the best feelings about being a movie fan these days. And Copshop is one of those movies that I found out through the trailers at the cinema. I went and saw it and really fucking enjoyed it. One of the nicest little movies. It's only an hour and 47, an hour and 45, so not too long. Great fun, really enjoyable. Good special effects, good stunts as well with the car chasing and stuff at the beginning. And I really like the whole, towards the end of the movie, well, not even towards the end of the movie, early on it's established that a lot of the movie just takes place inside one prison, one police station, which is really an interesting spin to take things, I'm not going to lie. And I really am impressed with how actually well it turned out in that regard, because I think it could have very much gone sideways and we could have had this horrible moment, this movie that just didn't do very well because it struggled to keep its core area, and it does go outside of this prison, this police station a few times. There's the beginning, there's bits in the middle where they go and investigate different stuff, there's flashbacks and stuff, but the majority of the action, the majority of the fun, and the majority of the stuff that we're supposed to pay attention to in this movie takes place inside this prison cell, but inside this police station. But whether that's in the prison cell area downstairs, in the toilets at one point, or the offices, or the med bay and stuff like that, it does go around this entire building. So it's not like it's in one room, it goes through the entire police station building, which is an interesting way to take things, I think. And I think there isn't a lot of characters in this movie. Well, like, there's not many extras at all in this movie, but I think it's cool to see how the police station works. We do get to see some of the stuff, like, you know, the police officers interacting with each other. Mind you, they all end up dead by the end of the movie, so it's not. This is one of those things where, hey, what can you do? But yeah, that's been my review of Copshop. Thank you so much for watching. I love this movie. I recommend you all go watch it. Like I said, in the United Kingdom, it's currently listed as an Amazon original on Amazon Prime Video, even though it's not, because you can buy it on DVD and shit, and it came out in the cinema. So yeah, that's a wrong thing, but still, it's good that it's streaming there. And like I said, Amazon and their originals are not the greatest thing in the world. They tend to just, much with this movie, they had nothing to do with the production of it. They tend to just pick up movies like this and list them as Amazon originals. They did it with but I suppose there's a difference with a few of them, because this one is available to not only purchase on Amazon Prime as well, but also watchable on Amazon Prime Video sort of thing, and also you can get the DVD. But the difference between that and stuff like The Protege and Wrath of Man is that in the United Kingdom, which is what I'm talking about, those two movies are only available to stream on Amazon Prime Video. You cannot buy them or watch them anywhere else in the UK, just there. You can't buy the DVD or the Blu-ray unless you import an American one, which may not always work. I imported. Don't ask me why I did this, because it's not a good idea, but or even a movie that really deserves to be imported. But I imported the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray of Stuber from the US, and somehow it works on my Xbox, so there's that. But yeah. Thanks so much for watching my review of Copshop. Please check this movie out, because it is such an underrated gem from last year. It's hidden underneath all the Marvel movies, the big movies, the Academy Award winning movies. It's never going to be anything like that, but it's just batshit fun. Speaking of batshit fun, coming very soon, I will be reviewing one of the most interesting movies of last year, in a series that I have an unbridled love for, Fast and Furious, which we'll get to talk about in due course, which will be fun. But apart from that, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and do not forget to check out all of the videos on the channel. Stay tuned for more stuff. Again, I did forget to say this, but due to the fact that obviously I'm due to some stuff I'm doing at home at the moment, doing a few things, having a busy couple of days, I have obviously acted upon my decision to suspend or put on hold the schedule that I was going to do for a while, which is playing some of movie review, soundtrack review, movie review, playing some of movie review, soundtrack review kind of schedule. Again, postponing that to next week, so there has not been an upload on that second channel in quite a while, but even still, stay tuned for that stuff. I fingers crossed. I'm not going to say that I 100% will, but fingers crossed that we'll be able to do it next week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and do not forget to check out the videos on the channel. Bye bye for now.